Hey Randy, you're a big fan of British comedy. Who do you think's the greatest comic genius England produced in the 20th century?
Boy, that's a tough one, Steve. There's John Cleese, Peter Cook, Rowan Atkinson, or maybe even the great Charlie Chaplin. Is this some kind of test?
Well, here's an audio clue.
I know perfectly well what I said. I said, do you have a room?
Of course, Steve. That's the great Peter Sellers, a man of 1,000 voices and many more laughs. And we'll meet him on this week's Laugh Track's Legends of Comedy.
I'm Steve McClellan.
And I'm Randy Hodgins, and our legend today really earns that title. I mean, Peter Sellers did it all. Theater, radio, comedy records, and of course, major motion pictures. Born in the seaside town of Portsmouth, Peter made his BBC radio debut after the war, and in the early 50s became a founding member of the legendary Goon Show radio program. Let's listen in to Peter and the gang from a Goon Show broadcast in the 1950s.
Ensign! Ensign!
Yes, Captain. What is it?
How far from Red Blooded are we?
I think we must be within earshot.
Why?
He just shut up one of my ears.
You know, I forgot how avant-garde the Goon Show was. Monty Python, Firesign Theatre, even the Beatles count them as influences. And during this time, Peter Sellers also recorded a number of well-received comedy albums, which were produced by George Martin, who went on to work with some rock and roll band from Liverpool. You know, Sellers even parodied a few famous Beatles songs.
So, you think that you have lost your love? Well, I saw her yesterday. It is you that you're thinking of, and she's told me what to say. She says she loves you.
Yeah?
Yeah? Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. And even the Beatles didn't mind. Of course, most Americans know Peter Sellers from his many motion pictures.
You know, I loved his portrayal of the bumbling Inspector Clouseau in the Pink Panther, but for my money, Dr. Strangelove is the classic. He played 3 roles brilliantly and received 2 Oscar nominations. Let's take a listen to Sellers as President Merkin Muffley in this classic scene with the great George C. Scott.
Supposing Kissoff is lying about that 4th plane, just looking for an excuse to clobber us. I mean, if the spaghetti hits the fan now, we're in trouble.
Look, Dmitri, you know exactly where they're going, and I'm sure your entire air defense can stop a single plane. Listen, I mean, it's not going to help either one of us if the doomsday machine goes off now, is it? Dmitri, there's no point in you getting hysterical at a moment like this.
As accomplished as Sellers was as a comedian and entertainer, he struggled with depression and drug and alcohol abuse, and his behavior on and off the set was erratic and compulsive. He died following a 3rd heart attack in July 1980 at the age of 54, but not before leaving us decades of comedy.
You can find out more about Peter Sellers and all our comedy legends, including video clips and extended audio cuts at laughtracksradio.com. And until next time, it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from him. Goodbye, everybody.